You're listening to the Black Eagles podcast.
Ahmet Dursun Sergen aldı. Sergen Bülent yan yana. Sergen Bülent. Sergen. Yanında Süper var. Süper'e doğru aksın kaybetti. Süper topu aldı. Sergen aldı. Gol! Gol! Gol! Sergen attı. Sergen attı. Şampiyonluk geldi. Sergen attı. Şampiyonluk geldi.
İbrahim pası. Roma. Şimdi Ahmet. İkinci gole gidiyor Beşiktaş. Ahmet.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 141 of the Black Eagles podcast. I am your host, Sinan, live from New York City. With me again is the Akman, Evran himself. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right. How are you?
Okay. The holiday season is upon us. Everyone is probably going to be lounging at home for a few days upcoming, right? So that's a plus. And we have some football, actually, during this holiday break. A bunch of it, don't we, everyone? Let's talk about that first. We have a really jam-packed next couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, basically until February. We have a game every 4 days or so.
No rest for the weary, right? Yeah. We're all going to be entertained. Are you not entertained?
And the window opens the 5th of January.
We have an official opening. There's some news. News flash. There we go. I got to play the news flash beat for that one. That's actually kind of exciting because we got to figure out who our backup striker is going to be. And I guess that sort of assumes we are going to get rid of some folks as well. So we know we have a bunch of guys who are just sitting around not playing and just getting paid. So gotta
supposedly getting paid.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But so yeah, this week we have a lot to talk about, and we're gonna try to do it quickly. Got sirened over there. Yeah, and obviously, by a lot, I mean we have two matches. We have the big cup match that was midweek against, which is Thursday, the 17th, against Tarsus Idman Yurdu. Are they one league side or two league?
Two leagues on the third division, mid-table in the third division. So
yeah, nothing to write home about for them. But yeah, it was a fun opportunity to see a lot of young guys, people we don't get to see a lot. Not to the extent that I would have hoped, honestly, but we'll talk about that in a moment. And then, of course, we also have this match from this last Sunday against Büyükşehir Belediye Erzurumspor, and that was obviously a huge game for us. We'll talk about why and all that, opponents' results that made this even more exciting and interesting. But yeah, first let's talk some cup, Turkish cup. Evran, tell us. So who started in this match?
It was a sort of like a rotated lineup. Because the only starters was Rosier, who was suspended for the league game, so he played the cup game because he's gonna be arrested anyway. Dorukhan maintained his spot, and then Montero played in the cup game.
And we also saw Ersin.
Ersin came in for Utku. Utku has been out for a week. It's not confirmed what's wrong with him. People are saying COVID. Other people are saying some sort of injury. But yeah, Utku hasn't played this week. And then we had Vida came back into the 11 for the cup game. And Sakala got his spot back. Then our midfield was Necip, Dorukhan, Oğuzhan. Versus the mighty Tarsus. And then we had Laren, Güven, and Atakan as our attacking trio. So not the 11 everyone might have wanted, but it's what we got.
Necip and Dorukhan, two defensive midfielders against a two-league side is not. That's not the kind of risk I'm looking for here. You could at least go on the attack. Put in an extra 6, maybe an attacking midfielder, even a 10. But yeah, again, fairly conservative from Sergen Yalchin. And then, yeah, as you mentioned, Guven Yalchin starting up front. So was Guven up front or was Kyle Laren up front?
Guven was up front.
So Kyle Laren back on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about this game? I mean, we'll do this one real quick.
Why
don't we just go through the goals really quickly?
Well, I guess before the first goal, we won a penalty. I guess we can mention that.
Yeah, I guess if you want to.
Guven goes down. He wins another penalty. He won one last week. This one,
back,
this big man steps up himself and then sees his penalty confidently saved. So
easily one of the worst penalties I've ever seen. It was like it just like died right next to where the keeper was. Yeah, he tried to
place it, but he did not really get it in the corner. So, or quite far enough in the corner. So the goalie's.
It was one of those ones where the keeper really just sort of like laid down and it like pooched into his lap. That was a little bit sad, but so be it.
And then the 30th minute, we got the breakthrough for his first career professional goal. Our man Valentin Rosier got the goal.
The dude himself, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a really bad giveaway from Tarsus. He took the ball, cut inside on his left foot, just top of the box, fired it into the bottom corner.
You'd never believe that was his first goal, huh? I mean, it was such a nice.
Yeah.
Like it looked like he'd done it a million times. He slided it home so nicely.
Yeah, he's not that young either. He's 24, so he's been playing for several years. But guess maybe he wasn't as good as this in the past.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation we're gonna have to have someday. But it is quite mystifying how good Valentin Rosier is versus like how unknown he is, and how like not even that young he is, as you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Young enough for him.
8 minutes later, we got the second. Laren and Atakan, who were not playing well up to that point, probably. Laren missed a couple chances, but they combined well on the counterattack. Atakan, very typical Laren goal at the back post, sliding in to
getting it done.
Slide it home.
Getting it done.
2-0, halftime. We would make it 3-0 pretty early on in the second half. A really awful kick by their keeper goes to Ozan, and he runs at the keeper, then just lays it backwards for Guven, who gets a kind of lucky shot in between 3 people. And
and like right next to the keeper could have done a lot better.
Yeah. And that's when we started seeing the subs, the young guys. Hasic and Kartal finally came on.
You didn't let me say the family man with the insurance plan. So I guess you're in a rush here. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is where things get fun, though. The subs get more interesting. I mean, there's still not a lot to talk about because they didn't produce much, but sorry, go on.
Yeah, and then I guess just go through all the subs. Sardar Sadja made his debut.
Well, first it was Hasic on for Laren, right? And Kartal for Dorokan.
Yeah, I didn't mention who came out. That Laren and Dorokan came out. And then 74th was Sardar for Vida and Nkuru for Atakan. And then 84th minute, we subbed on another defensive mid because we actually conceded a goal.
Yeah.
In the 80th minute, so kind of breezed over that. But yeah, they're
Mertjan Cham. We almost paid €1 million for this Mertjan kid a few years ago too, supposedly. Yeah.
Sardar Sadja looked a little bit weak on the goal, but it is what it is.
Garbage time to his defense.
Yeah. Out of all the subs, I think we agree Kartal played the best.
He looked really solid again. He impressed us once upon a time, and then kind of lost our attention with a couple sort of regular man performances. But yeah, he looked good again out there, huh?
Yeah, he just turned 20, for those curious, about a month ago, so still a young guy.
Relatively. I mean, people might be disappointed by the Serdar Sachi showing. I wouldn't put too much stock into it. That was the first I'd seen of him. He had played before, right? He played last year at some point?
No, that was his professional debut, so.
Oh, so maybe it's in the preseason we saw him. Everyone seems to recognize him. Maybe it was just from training. Everyone's like, oh, we got to get the little Vita. And I was like, who is this little Vita everyone's talking about? And then I saw him, and I was like, oh, okay, why does everyone know this?
He turns 18 in a couple months, so the youngest of the squad out there.
Well, anyway, that's how it ended. 3-1. Joseph brought in to get the job done.
Yeah. I guess it's worth noting for the next cup game, which is the round of 16, we play Rize on January 13th. So
that's right.
Until then, it's all league games.
So, on that note, let's get to the real show here. So yeah, the cup dream lives on. I think no surprises there. People were disappointed we didn't score more. I think we probably could have, honestly. At the same time, we played very conservatively from the outset. Sergen styly, I guess. But yeah, whatever. Got the job done. 3-1. First time we'd seen 3 goals scored by Beşiktaş since actually just 2 weeks prior. So we've been scoring quite well. In fact, I think we're the highest scoring team in the Super League right now, are we not?
After this game, yes.
And we'll have to talk about that too. So yeah, let's talk about this game. So the game happened for us yesterday. For folks in Europe, it's already probably 2 days ago. By the time this episode drops, it'll probably be 2 days ago. But yeah, Sunday, Beşiktaş hosted Erzurumspor. It's probably better that this wasn't an away game because it's probably snowy mountaintop conditions over in Erzurum. Right? You never want a home game in the dead of the winter out there. But yeah. So yeah.
Thankfully, we play them in April, so hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer at their place come that time. So
there you go. But so yeah, let's talk about this match a little bit. Back to lineups again, Evran.
Vida stayed, made his first league start since when did he last start? Since November 6th. That was his first league start since then. Necip shifted to right back for the suspended Rosier, which I guess we probably expected Dorukhan, but not the case. Wellington was back, Ridvan was back, and then the midfield trio was Joseph, Atiba, and drumroll, Mensah, not Dorukhan. I think we're all happy to see that instead of 3 defensive mids. And then it was Gezal and Kuru on the wings, no Laren with Abu up top.
Yeah, so I mean, some good news mixed in with some bad. The real stinker being Necip being the de facto backup right back. I don't like seeing that. And he would immediately sort of have me uneasy for much of that first half. The first half was ugly, and we can just dive in, I guess, from there. Few opportunities between either side. Lots of fouls. I think this was their strategy to disrupt us as much as possible.
I mean, they set up quite defensive, and then they have a lot of quick players. So they would try to, press in small numbers, to be fair, pretty effectively, and then try to, get some counter off of a Beşiktaş mistake.
And there wasn't even a ton of that, honestly. Like
they were trying to do that.
Yeah, but they'd only send 1 or 2 guys up at most ever. Like they were really very just focused on not allowing us to do anything. And to their credit, I guess, right? Like we were just saying, a team that scores a lot this year at the moment. So they were probably wise to stay back and play preventative ball. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the first half. Notes. So it would end 0-0 with just maybe 2 real chances to speak of. Yeah. Go for it.
We had 1 chance, but if it went in, it would not have counted because Abubakar was like a half step offside. But a really good chance actually on the 1-on-1, and Farnall was like the ball was bouncing up, and Farnall like flew at him and managed to deflect it behind for a corner. And then Ederson had a bit of a scary first half. He gave the ball away twice, and Ederson really just didn't really have any good shots off of those giveaways. So they kind of spared us. Maybe that's why they don't score much.
Yeah, and first it was Gabriel Obertan who just shanked a ball right back to Ederson. Really lucky. Like he had I think. I wonder what the XP on that is, but that probably counts as a pretty serious opportunity. And then, the second one was Umer Shishmanoglu, who it was a little bit further back, his attempt. At least Ersin kind of cleared the ball 25 yards. The first one was a real stinker. It was he shanked it 5 yards out, right to Obertan.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth knowing Obertan scored no more than 3 goals a year in the Bulgarian league, and then last year in the second division, he only scored 3 goals, so he's not exactly prolific.
Yeah, well, so we're lucky that Ersin didn't do that against a better opponent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of us were clamoring for Ersin over Utku, and I'm not really deterred in that, because, and we'll talk about this, I think he gets it together in the second half, but and even in ways, I think he shows, with his aerial ability, what Utku lacks, and kind of the fear Utku brings with him every time he plays. But yeah, rough first half, but luckily nothing. We didn't fall behind, huh?
Yeah, 0-0 at the half, just a couple yellow cards.
At halftime, Rashad Muhammad, a name many would recall from his performance against us in the Europa League. When was that, Evran?
I think it was 18-19 season for Sarpsborg.
I feel like I'm getting too old, man. This is crazy. All right. But so, he would come into the match. Arvidas Novikovas, probably one of my favorite names in the Super League now that I know of it, would leave the match. Didn't really impress. All I really remember of him was him getting fouled pretty hard once by, I can't even remember who now. But, yeah. That would be it as far as substitution at the half. Did you feel we should have made a sub there? Because we were pretty impotent in the first half, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I would not have been against it, but I didn't think we necessarily needed it either. It wasn't like we were playing garbage. It was a lot of individual errors at the vital moment, kind of holding the team back. But, I could feel that, if those errors would turn around, we would easily be able to pick the team apart. So
yeah, I mean, we definitely needed a breakthrough. That was clear. But I think I was calling for maybe a deep line playmaker. We don't really have much in that regard, so that would probably mean Ozan for us, someone who could sort of make something happen from nothing.
Yeah, I was hoping to see Kartal or Hasic maybe, but Sergen was not about that life, so.
Yeah, no. With Ozan, there's a little realism to that as well. I was just, and also we were struggling to really hold the ball in their area, so I thought Ozan's ability to break down an opponent with a long ball could have been really useful. But anyway, lo and behold, we wouldn't really need it. Although there'd be a good 20 minutes of fear. In the 59th minute, however, what would happen?
Yeah, our boy Omer Shishmanoglu would give away a penalty for basically no reason. He's trying to block the cross from Necip, but in doing so, he just kind of clattered into him. Bit unlucky, but it was a penalty.
Yeah, and he missed the cross, which was sort of fair and square, but he hit him with the follow through. Right, that was where he got screwed.
Yeah, I mean, we got called for that for a lesser foul against Fenerbahce, so I'm guessing they're only being consistent. This time it was a little bit heavier.
It was a penalty. I don't think you can really question it. I bet Fener fans are or someone, but besides them, I don't think anyone could really question it.
And Mr. Abubakar did his classic breathing exercises.
Got all zen for it.
Yeah, and then sat down Farnell. He stared him down. He didn't even put it in the corner. Basically, just put a foot away from him, but Farnell fell over. So, and that was 1-0.
Yeah, and just as one might have expected, and I think the reason neither of us was calling for huge changes to the side, once we broke them open and they couldn't sort of rely on keeping us scoreless, the game really opened up and we benefited right? Just 4 minutes later, I think it was. What happened?
Yeah.
Evran?
They sent a lot of bodies forward for the first time. We won the ball in our just outside our own defensive third. And Abubakar picked his head up, and we have Mensah and Nkudu streaking forward. Basically, it was just like one Erzurum defender. Abubakar plays a nice ball to Mensah. He's through on goal. He can shoot it or pass it, and he's unselfishly squares it for Georges Kevin Nkudu to get his first goal of the season. So,
Yeah.
2-0.
How many assists?
That was also
for
Mensah's first assist.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he's shown the ability, but that's something we've been talking about. Is that lack
He
of
picked
a
up an
final
assist in
touch.
preseason, but I'm not going to count that.
No, it's good to see all sorts of these things getting on the scoreboard. Nkudu getting a goal. He had that lovely assist against Fener, but he's got to get on the scoreboard as well. Mensah getting assists, which is really where he should be thriving, versus goals scored. That is. But yeah, 69th minute, Erzurum would try to get something from the match. Emre Bashan would come on for Umer Shishmanoglu, Sadiku for Aktay, but nothing would come of it. Another goal. This one, my gosh, I mean, could this be the Puskás winner?
Maybe not, but I think it has a chance to be nominated. Mr. Domagoj Vida makes a near post run, and Gezal whips it in. And Vida does something that I think anyone who's played soccer for a while has tried, or football for a while has tried, and probably never succeeded. A back heel flick while jumping in the air. Somehow he got this off almost perfectly.
And that's almost not even it's back heel, but with the ball coming straight on. So
yeah,
letting the ball trail behind. Yeah, you never get it off, right? That's one of those ones. I mean, you almost if he misses it, you're you freaking moron. You just had a point blank opportunity to make his game 3-0, and you just wasted it for nothing. But luckily, it does come out. And yeah, wow, 3-0, what a goal! ESPN FC even had. It's making news all the way over here.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd make ESPN top 10 like Lajic did that one time, but
did he not? Did you check? I actually did.
I didn't check. I don't have cable television anymore, so.
I feel like I did watch, but I don't know if I saw the top 10. I should check. Maybe it'll be on today. Sometimes there's a little delay. But so yeah, 73rd minute. 71st minute. Just 2 minutes later. So yeah, when it rains, it pours, they say, right? This might have been the most impressive goal of all. Evran, you've forgotten the layoff, but do you recall the build-up?
Yeah, I remember Atiba and Abubakar get into the box and play two quick 1-2s in really tight space, and then they get a little bit lucky because Farnell probably should have saved it, but Abubakar had there was no space for this goal to happen, and somehow they got it off. They're playing passes in tight 1 yard spaces and getting shots off between two defenders. But
yeah, I'm not gonna even I'm not gonna blame Farnell because I think
he might have been unsighted. How close
exactly his vision is obstructed very much because there's 4 guys in front of him. And it's just a perfectly slotted ball. And not just that, but weighted as well, because it has just the height that it doesn't have too much friction from the ground, but it sort of skirts the grass and goes in really quickly, low. Right where
Farnell was definitely late to it, but I think the top of the the ball hit the bottom of his hand.
Yeah,
it's pretty close.
I think he reacts late because he doesn't see it.
Yeah.
And this is also because of the masterful touch by Atiba leading to the goal, where it's not even a back foot, because it's sort of back to his right, so he sort of uses the back side foot. It's a great pool shot type of thing, where it comes in at an angle, and he taps it, and he's looking the other way, so the defense can't really do anything about it. And it just drops to to Abubakar perfectly. So man, the Atiba Abubakar connection, running deep now. 4-0, 71st minute.
Yeah,
Anything else to say?
I mean, we make a bunch of subs after that, but
Yeah, we'll run them through. Doricon enters the game for Bernard Mensah. Kyle Larin enters the game for Nkudu. He would probably play his worst 20 minutes of the season. Ozan would enter the game for Atiba. Atiba, man's getting up there. You got to give the man a rest when you can. Domagoj Vida, yellow card in the 78th. Rashid Mohammed, a yellow card in the 79th. Sissoko would come on the game for Gomes. Atakan getting 10 minutes of play, coming on for Ghazal. Gouven coming in for Abubakar. Again, it's the right move. We know the guy's injury history and all that, so you got to keep him as healthy as you can. 4 minutes of extra time. The only real highlight I really recall after our fourth goal is Kyle Larin sort of missing an opportunity. I mean, nothing crazy. He gets like an unexpected header at close range at an angle that he hits the sort of side netting with. He probably could have done better, but I mean, he had a bunch of bad touches all around though. But yeah, whatever. Kyle Larin does not get any goals this match. His streak is broken. I guess it's been broken, right? Because he didn't play in the last match.
yeah, he got subbed out a half, I think, against Alanya or something. So that's probably when it was broken.
Wasn't he out with the suspension as well? Or was that it?
That's against Kasabasha. I think he was out. Suspension, so.
That's what it was. They broke his concentration. It's not his fault. Poor family man. But yeah, he did score, I guess, midweek, so at least he had that going for him. But yeah, that's it. 4-0. Beşiktaş wins. A very nice win. And let's talk about why we forgot to do this pre-match, Evran. So what was the build-up to this match that made this win so special?
All the top three lost. So before this game, Alanya dropped a shocker to Denizli. They actually set a record for most possession in a game, 81%. And they still lost 1-0. Fener dropped a 3-1 loss in Gaziantep, which I think we kind of expected. And then Gala, maybe we didn't expect that as much. Lost 2-1 to Karagümrük in a dramatic 90+11 game winner.
You never doubt the Kings of Istanbul, man. Fatih Karagümrük with Enzo Rocco. The Rocco.
Getting sent off.
My guy, the Rocco. Yeah, who got sent off, but he played well before then, so don't try to slack my guy off. But they actually scored after he got sent off too, the second one, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Still, yeah, a good win for them, obviously. So they're actually still probably like not far behind us, right? Let's go through the table. Where are we in the standings? I think we're now theoretically with a game in hand. We're still in fourth, but we could pass Fener.
Yeah, so we have 22 points. Fener and Gala in second and third both have 23. But Fener played an extra game. As did Alanya, who has 26 points, so 4 points ahead of us.
So we could be a point back on Galatasaray and Alanya and ahead of Fener if we win that game in hand.
And then behind us is Antep and Hatay with 21 points, both with the same amount of games played as us. So right on our tails. And then Karagümrük has 20 points, 2 points behind us, but an extra game played. So they're a little bit further back, but the table's very tight. So
gonna have to be reduced to Princes of Istanbul maybe with this outing. I don't know, guys. Come on, Enzo. But yeah, I mean, also I guess Yeni Malatya is in with 19, so they're still theoretically in with a shout.
Yeah, Göztepe, Kasımpaşa, Trabzon, all within 4 or 5 points now.
Yeah, we're certainly not in the clear by any stretch, but we are very much in the running. Just a point out of first place, which is,
if you count their game in hand. So that's a win.
Yeah, I'm assuming we win. Yeah, right. Assuming we win that game in hand, also. But we should. The results are going our way again. Even after our lull, you know, I was willing to give the boys the benefit of the doubt because of the rain, and I'm sort of glad I did. They came back strong. I mean, that first half was rough, and so I was worried that I was too soft on them, but good second half. Good reaction to getting a little breathing room, you know, once we broke them down and got that first goal. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Stats. How about some stats, Evran?
Well, I guess in terms of the basic stats, we had 61% possession, outshot them 14-8. Pretty typical domination. I mean, based on how the second half went. XG wise, we were at 2.7, and they were at 0.6. But basically, all the XGs in the second half.
Yeah, and all of their XG comes from Obertan, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
That poor bastard.
Yeah, their biggest chance actually came in the second half when Erson made that one save, like the 81st.
That's right, with the poor deflection, but he made the first save all right, but he parried it poorly, and then we got lucky on the bounce. On the bounce off their dude's head, that is. Had a poor header, I guess you should say.
Yeah, so that was, I guess, individual stat-wise. Basically, everyone had a good game. You know, we were racking up goals. In my opinion, other than the main goal contributors, I thought Joseph kind of carried a little bit at times when things were going like, we might blow this in the first half, or if we might give away a goal, he was always there to clean up for our center backs in midfield. So shout out to him.
I mean,
10 out of 11 duels won.
The only player I'll pick on is Nejib. That was rough. It's always a little rough with him. Gave me a couple scares in the first half for sure. But all in all, yeah, I mean, pretty all-around okay performance. The defense wasn't challenged a lot because of how set back they were, even in the first half, although they were a little more dangerous on the counter in the first half, I guess. I don't think I'm going Joseph with you. I think I'm giving it to Vincent Obubakar. I don't typically go with the main scorer, but he also, I thought, he had the hockey assist on the Nkudu goal, which was really well done. He mixed well with a bunch of guys. He's got the he's got the energy. Top scorer in the league, yeah. He's got the energy too, though. He sort of brings the spirits up in the whole squad, even when things aren't looking great. So, yeah, I like the role he's embracing with the squad. He's like a talisman, I think. I just really hope we can keep him healthy and get some insurance there in this off season upcoming. But yeah, I'm going with Abubakar.
I mean, he's probably the right choice based on the offensive part of the game, but I just wanted to give, I think Joseph deserved to
give the defender some.
Yeah, he did a lot of dirty work. Diving, winning the ball. He did whatever he had to do. So. Yeah,
no, I mean, honestly, the trio of Joseph, Atiba, and Bernard Mensah is pretty solid all around.
Yeah.
You can see that going forward, that working pretty well. You hope he does. I don't want to see 3 defensive midfielders anymore. Dorican, get out of here, man. I'm not a Dorican hater. I would have loved to see him at right back instead of Nejib even, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like that conservative central midfield thing that Sergen does. I don't see the value in it. Yeah, let's. What else is there to say? Really, I think we've pretty much covered our bases here. Of course, we have to talk about our upcoming schedule. Ankara Gucu is upcoming Thursday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. Although I guess it's actually 11 a.m. here on the East Coast, so it's Christmas Eve morning. I don't know if that's even the thing. And then, yeah, on Monday, so we have the weekend to be with our families for the holidays. And then Monday, again, 11 a.m., we're playing Sivasspor at home. I think we'll probably be back midweek after Ankara Gucu. We've got to do some...
Yeah, we'll try our best to get these episodes out.
Exactly.
As
Yeah.
things come quickly.
I'm gonna try to get you all to donate to the fund with a Christmas episode. So we'll see how that comes. I'm gonna get the bells out again that Khan used to make me bring in. But yeah, that'll be post Ankara Gücü. Stay tuned for that. And then we're gonna do the raffle drawing somewhere between Christmas and New Year. Me and that's Cartel.
Maybe transfer talk coming soon also.
Definitely transfer talk.
Right now it's just, kind of silly rumor season, but the window opens soon. Karagümrük already announced their first transfer, so maybe we'll get to go.
Another Italian job. You mentioned that last week.
So maybe we'll join them.
Perhaps, probably not in Italian though, since we have like too many foreigners at the moment. But lots of fun times coming up. I mean, it's exciting that during this holiday season we get all these matches, so people at home will be entertained. The NBA starting up this week.
So basically, we're getting 2 months in one because we started in September 13th.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just jamming in all those extra games we should have played in the month of late December to January. So
yeah, keeping us busy, but also keeping our episodes shorter, hopefully, as we produce more content. But yeah, so stay tuned. We will be back midweek, some way, somehow or another. Follow us on Twitter. Follow Beşiktaş International at Beşiktaş_INT. Like we said, the transfer season is incoming. Follow the podcast at Eagles_podcast for everything related to the podcast. Follow myself at Sir_Rights_a lot. Pretty much all Beşiktaş talk. A little Knicks these days, from me anyway. Obviously not the podcast Twitter account. Follow us on Instagram, Black Eagles Podcast, one word. I'm trying to do stuff there. I'm really not a grammar. I should put someone else in charge of that. Whatever. Besides that, stay tuned. We will be back for this exciting winter season, back-to-back matches, left and right, transfer news, all of that. And as always, go Beşiktaş!
Beşiktaş International hopes you enjoyed this program.